The regional union yesterday reported the deaths of two election observers near the Ravabi village of Riverton. The election observers were inspecting a polling site in the village and appeared to have been caught in a clash between Nedan militiamen and Ravabi military forces guarding the site. This attack is the latest between Nedan militias and Ravabi military forces. In addition, clashes between Nedan militias and paramilitary forces, largely thought to be supplied and directed by the National Conservative Party, or NCP, have become commonplace, and violent incidents generally are increasing in frequency as the elections quickly approach. Ravabi government officials have voiced support for the actions of the military, stating that these are in response to Nedan aggression and necessary to provide security and ensure a peaceful election. Nedan activists and regional human rights organizations claim that small groups of paramilitary personnel are now conducting kidnappings and assassinations in broad daylight. Ravabi media report that Nedan militias are targeting Ravabi politicians, particularly those aligned with the NCP. In response, the Ravabi government has instituted a curfew for all people of Nedan descent, whether citizens of Ravabistan or refugees. Two primary candidates have emerged for the upcoming election. The NCP is running a party line candidate as a successor to the current president, and the opposition Civil Democratic Party, or CDP, is running a Nedan sympathizing candidate on an anti-corruption platform. He has family ties to Nederland and is ethnically mixed Ravabi Nedan. There is strong opposition to his proposed reforms, particularly if they include the Nedans. With no end to the violence in sight, most of those living in Ravabistan are preparing for the worst. In a move that surprised world leaders, the NCP-led Ravabi government has initiated efforts to consolidate power and reduce the influence of the legislature ahead of upcoming national elections. The NCP appears emboldened by a recent increase in U.S. military support and has doubled down on statements that the recent changes are in the name of safety and security for Ravabistan. The actions of the Ravabi government have angered regional neighbors, and several human rights organizations and watchdog groups are condemning the reforms, stating that they eliminate the possibility of free and fair elections and intentionally impact Nedans living in Ravabistan most severely. It is unclear if the U.S. supports these recent moves, as no statements have yet been made, but there is growing tension between the U.S. and its regional and global partners who oppose the Ravabi government's actions.